So with Obamacare on the chopping block, it's important to remember that people with mental illnesses are going to take a big, big hit. So journalist Lindsay Holmes explains here, most health plans sold through Obamacare were required to offer coverage for behavioral disorders, including therapy, medication, and preventative measures like depression screenings. Additionally, the ACA prohibited insurance companies from denying coverage for those with pre-existing conditions like mental illness. Insurance makes treatment for mental health more easily accessible, and in the case of Obamacare, it seemed to be working. The uninsured rate for people with a serious psychological health issue fell from 28.1% to 19.5% under Obamacare. So think about that. That is a giant change in the right direction. 28% of people with a serious psychological health issue were uninsured. They chopped almost 10% off of that. So that's a lot of people getting help that they absolutely need. And now if you roll back Obamacare, they're out in the wilderness again. So, I mean, that's horrible just on face value. And how many people are going to be affected in a negative way? I mean, it's obviously immoral and disgusting. But the Republicans don't care. But furthermore, I wanted to make this point because it shows you just how, disconnected from reality the Republicans are and just how much they're willing to lie when it's politically convenient. What happens every time there's a mass shooting? They say, no, we don't have a gun problem in America. We have a mental health problem disguised as a gun problem. So even if they believe that line that they give us, the implication is, well, we want to fix mental health, we just don't want to do anything for guns. Apparently you don't want to do anything for mental health either. So it's just a dodge. That's what it is. It's just a way to get out of doing anything after there's a repeated national tragedy and an epidemic of gun violence and people dying as a result. So the argument of, oh, no, we care about mental health. I don't know what you guys mean. That's the thing is we care about mental health. We'll fix that. We'll propose bills for that, but we're not going to propose bills for guns because that's crazy and that's extreme. No, here you have it. Obamacare massively helped people with mental health issues, serious psychological health issues. Helped so many of them, and you're about to kick them out into the wilderness. So don't ever give me that bullshit line again about we care about mental health. Then why did you gut this? Why are you coming for this? And it's not just that. There was another bill. I'm forgetting the name right now. But there was another bill, a separate bill, not even part of Obamacare, that was a mental health bill to help people get mental health care. The Republicans voted against it. So again, it's just a dodge. We don't want to do anything for guns. We say we want to do something for mental health. We don't want to do anything for mental health either. So they have no real ideology. They have no real philosophy. And they don't think it's the role of the government to come up with reasonable solutions to real problems. So one of the parties is just totally extremist in every sense of the word and not interested in doing their goddamn job. And half of the other party, the Democrats, are corrupt sellouts. So we have, 25% of the country fighting for the things that the overwhelming majority of the American people believe. So understand there's also a dichotomy here. Washington, Congress versus the people. When you poll the people, the American people, they're actually very reasonable. They almost totally believe in Bernie Sanders' entire platform. You go issue for issue, they're a liberal. So the American people want that. But in Washington, one of the two parties, totally extremist in every sense of the word, totally corrupt in every sense of the word, totally backwards because they believe in social conservatism and some of them Christian fundamentalism. And the other party, the Democrats, is half sold out. So you have maybe 25% in Washington, and I'm being very kind because it's actually fewer than that, who are really fighting for the right things, and everybody else is standing in their way. Well, do us a favor. Get out of the way because we see right through what you're doing. And things like this, there's no argument for it.